they possess so well, and they've got such a good defense. Macy Bell, the freshman Savvy King back there. So Emmy Allen, kind of underrated because you don't get to talk about her sometimes.
Possession begins with North Carolina. A bit of a long ball issued by Savvy King. Tar Heels reel it back in, and they'll go back to that back line. Here's King working with Macy Bell.
First 45 really going to be pivotal in this matchup for Syracuse. We'll talk about it, and you'll see it as this game goes on. North Carolina possesses the ball so much, but also a very deep team, the opposite of Syracuse. They've got just 2 or 3 subs at this point of the year they can bring off the bench. That second 45, that can be an issue for them. But if they can go out, have a strong first half, maybe get on the board and have a lead, that's how you can come and pull an upset here in Chapel Hill.
Savvy King pulls back the reins. Emerson Elgin issues it forward. Avery Patterson inside the box, crosses it over. A chance with the right, but good defense there by the Orange.
That was a great ball from Elgin, and I like the look from Patterson to back pass. Centenor ready to put one in, or excuse me, Colton.
Talia Della Peruta fires one from just outside the box and sends it over the crossbar. This will be a goal kick for Syracuse.
Talk about some of the changes. Della Puerta having a really fantastic season. The younger of the two on this team put into the starting lineup and really going to help North Carolina in that goal scoring category. At least that's the hope for Anson Dorrance.
Sophomore Shea Vanderbosch to send off a goal kick. This is a Syracuse team that, look, Vanderbosch has been as good as she is. She's excelled sort of by nature of the situation. They get a lot of shots taken against them.
Yeah, almost 2.5 goals a game that they give up, but it's misleading because they're on the back line so much. They're really on their heels a lot, no pun intended there, but they don't have the numbers to push forward, so you're constantly playing defense, and she's facing more shots than most other teams are. We talk about not talking about Emmy Allen, kind of the opposite for Vanderbosch.
North Carolina trying to get a run. Another shot back at the goal, and it's parried over the crossbar this time by Vanderbosch.
Great pace on that shot. If that's not touched, that's going in for a goal. And there's a good read from the sophomore. Nice pass over from Centenor, and a good season from Moxley. Really big on the assist. Almost got herself a goal there.
So Moxley, who fired that one in, will take the corner kick, the first of the day for North Carolina.
They've had some success in the last few games off these set pieces. It's actually how they've scored in their last 2.
Low-lying, punched up. Vanderbosch, it stays in the box, and a mishit will send it off the end line. Well, if you electively hit stream on this event and you don't know who this guy is, I'm not 100% sure why you're here, but we'll gas him up anyway. 45th season at the helm of this North Carolina team. I'm, of course, talking about Anson Dorrance.
The GOAT. I mean, he's been at it for so long that when he started, he coached both the men's and women's teams here. Also won gold with the U.S. national team on the women's side. He's been there. He's done it all, yet he continues to keep going. You talk to him and you think, man, he's been at it so long. When's the end of the line for him? Doesn't seem like it's anywhere in the near future.
No, when we talk to him before matches, every time it seems like he's been re-energized by something, right? He gets a lot of joy, a lot of fulfillment out of this game.
And, you know, at the beginning of the year, I remember having a conversation with him, and he was very straightforward about it, and that's how Anson always is. But he said, you know, at this point, I'm not chasing titles. It's nice to win national championships, and that's the goal. But ultimately, I'm looking to develop young women. I want these ladies that come to Carolina to have the best career they can at the next level. And by doing so, he's also, in a way, helping the U.S. national team.
Ashley Roche with the takeaway there from Allie Centenor after what was a nice move by Centenor.
And I guess I'm wrong there because it's not just the U.S. national team. You look at this last World Cup, Carolina had 3 players in the championship game on England.
Hard contact mid-pitch. Stays with Syracuse. They'll try to keep possession. More physical play. And now it goes back to North Carolina.
This is where it's going to be difficult for Syracuse. It's difficult for every team that plays Carolina. You get possession. How do you get it up through the midfield, maintain possession, and then get yourself an opportunity? Because they're so deep, Carolina presses so well. Everybody out there at 100% all the time.
Ball being batted around near the attacking third for North Carolina, but Syracuse comes away with some possession. Meza gets a head on it for North Carolina and sends it out of bounds. So to juxtapose the conversation about Anson Dorrance of North Carolina, Nikki Adams is at the helm for Syracuse, really just trying to build this thing up.
Yeah, and trying to do something that is just super, super tough because of the conference that you're in. It is the best conference in the United States in women's soccer, yet you're trying to build from the bottom. You never have a day off, but she's hoping some of those growing pains this year are going to pay off for all of the girls that are back for next year's team. And that was really the theme of what we talked about before this one, with just 2 games left on their schedule this year. It's been a disappointing season for a number of reasons. She loves that this team continues to fight, and that's something that gives her encouragement going forward.
Patterson, one touch, was looking ahead for Della Peruta. The other Della Peruta, Tori in that case. Plays it hard on defense, punches it away to Patterson. Emily Colton. Patterson outside of the box. Della Peruta sends it down into the corner, and it's knocked out of bounds for a North Carolina throw-in.
I like Carolina switching field there. You've got 5 back for Syracuse on that defensive line. Try and spread them out horizontally to find the gaps.
Moxley on the throw-in. Finds Sam Meza into the box. Regained by North Carolina. Della Peruta gets it right back, strikes it with her left, and sends it high.
That was some good passing right there from Carolina. A little back and forth between the sisters, Tori and Talia, and the senior just sails it over the crossbar. A little bit too much on that touch, but sisterly connection right there, just at the 18, under it just a tad. Wouldn't that be special if the younger sister can assist the older sister on her senior day to get a goal?
No doubt about it. That would have been fun. Not sure if it's something that Tori and Talia have in mind specifically on a play like that.
Yeah, it's something you can go back and look at afterwards, years down the road. In the moment, you're just thinking, score. We need to win a game.
Patterson has to come up and get the pass. Moxley now in the shadows, looking for Meza. And out. And the throw-in goes to Syracuse. Kate Murphy tosses it in. And the Orange will try to create some kind of orchestrated possession here, but there's another long ball from the corner. It is possibly ultimately won by North Carolina. Nothing there yet as it's at mid-pitch, but Sam Meza causing problems.
You can see the number forward for Carolina just causing all sorts of havoc, and there's the turnover that they're looking for. That's how they're going to create easy opportunities.
Patterson, no numbers, into the box with her left and sends it wide.
Should be a corner kick. That was some good defense there by Kaylin Grant. Stuck with Patterson, the goal scorer, the leading goal scorer for Carolina, but had to deflect it out of bounds.
Grant, the junior defender from Ontario.
It's a great touch from Patterson to get out to the left, trying to get that corner to give herself an angle. But like I said, Grant staying step for step with her.
Another corner for Moxley. High, and Vanderbosch again able to punch it up into the air. This time it goes out the end line and will result in another corner.
You can see a couple of the Carolina players pointing out towards that 18 line. They want that ball a little bit further away from goal so that Vanderbosch can't make a play on it. You see a couple white jerseys there. If it's 5 yards further out, they can get up and get ahead on it.
Colton comes off of the goal line. That time it's issued a bit farther off the edge, and North Carolina will reset with Sam Meza. Passes here, Moxley outside the box, and a diving effort by Vanderbosch, though it was wide right and out of bounds. This will be a goal kick, although North Carolina pleading its case for a corner.
Great patience from Moxley, and a wonderful ball just to the outside of De La Puerta's head. And I mean, that's a great job there from Vanderbosch, covering the whole goal, but also not touching a ball that's going out of bounds, so you don't give up an unneeded corner kick.
So a handful of opportunities for North Carolina already, as we are 0-0 here in the first half. Syracuse having some trouble really orchestrating any kind of an attack so far. Off balance, Elgin.
I got to tell you, I love that Syracuse is putting numbers forward. If the ball is going to be on this side of the field, their mindset is clearly, hey, let's go after it. What do we have to lose at this point?
Torrey De La Puerta loses a defender. A fake and passes ahead to Patterson. Ball forward for Meza, and she miskicks it. Offside she was.
Started that run a half a second early. This is a nice step over before the pass ahead for Patterson. And you can see there just a half a body length in front of that defender was Meza. Special player for Carolina. One of the reasons that they really didn't hesitate in moving Sentnor up top when they started getting some injuries, needed some more goal scoring. Meza's so good in the midfield that she's able to slot in, and you really don't lose much in having her versus Sentnor in that spot.
Free kick for North Carolina. Just back pass and reset. Elgin ahead, Patterson working against Grant. That's been an interesting matchup so far.
Freshman Savvy King coming up from the back line to help.
And Patterson with the dribble all the way back.
You know, sometimes with defenders, it's hard to see the talent on the field, especially with the North Carolina team that has the offensive possession so much. But Savvy King has gotten just about as much praise as I have ever heard from Anson Dorrance for a true freshman. I mean, he said she is one of the most talented freshmen coming in from high school that he's ever had, and that's the reason she's been out there starting every game this year.
In King's territory in the back left part of that defense. North Carolina a little clunky with possession back there, but here they go, a full head of steam, a pass forward. Emily Colton can't catch up to it.
That pass was to Colton's left. She's able to get possession. It being on her right, having to turn, allowed the defender to get to it first.
Well, Aaron Fleury of Syracuse won the 50-50 ball in the air, but there you go again, Kyle, mid-pitch, it goes right back to North Carolina. Colton out to De La Puerta, puts it on the ground, nobody there, and it'll be a throw-in for the Tar Heels.
Sentnor got stuck in the mud there, headed one way, ball went the other, and you can't move your feet. Back to your point on that 50-50 ball that she won, though, that's the thing, is if you win a 50-50 ball, it doesn't mean you have possession. Now you have to fight to keep possession against North Carolina.
And again, for whatever it's worth, Fleury with 5 goals on the season, the only Syracuse player with more than 2 in that category. Theoretically, she's going to be the one more often than not making the run secondary to whoever is winning that 50-50.
Yeah, they're looking to get her out on a break where she can get in behind the defense, get a ball over the top, or run with somebody who already has possession where they can drop it off to.
North Carolina easing it into an attack. That one lofted into the box. Patterson chases down. To the back pass. Finds Elgin off the top of the crossbar, and then it wipes across the face of the goal and out of bounds.
De La Puerta has been knocking on the door here in the first 15 minutes. Had this one go off the post. I'm not sure if it would have counted. The offside flag had come up. See if it was on that or the rebound shot. I think she was offside. But a great chance again. North Carolina right there on the cusp.
They have been the aggressor as predicted so far in this one. Fleury comes down with it. It's knocked out of bounds, and she'll be the one to toss it in. Well,
I feel like this kind of a game, the quote-unquote trap game, it's end of the season for a Syracuse team who hasn't won a game in conference play. They've got nothing to lose. For Carolina, I feel like they almost have to be more aggressive than normal because you don't want to fall into that lapse.
Tar Heels win it back on the back of the formation. Long ball goes out of bounds. Finds some space for Sam Meza. Got to get everybody else to catch up. She gets it right back near the end line, crossed on the ground, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Syracuse, though. This would be another corner.
Passing was a little bit sloppy on that far side. Ball a bit too bouncy for Meza to get a clean hit back into the box, but does a good job of working with what you have and earns herself and her team their fourth corner here of this first half.
This will be the first kicked by Allie Sentnor, so it's the first over on that far side in the shadows.
Keep an eye on Macy Bell, 25, 5'11" defender. Can really get up, got a high vertical, great target on these set pieces.
There's the corner up into the air. They look for Bell, and Vanderbosch pokes it up into the air. Contact in the box. Syracuse clears it, but it goes to Meza of North Carolina. Grant trying to catch up with the cross, but Bell sends it back out for Moxley. Nice move to find space. Della Peruta lofts it in. Meza not there, and it's out of bounds for a goal kick.
Great ball on this corner from Sentnor, right to where they were trying to get it. Macy Bell, a little bit too far away to get a lot on this header. Hoping for a rebound there, ball bouncing around. Syracuse able to clear it out quickly, but that's a dangerous header that has a rebound loose right in front of the goal.
Bell headed it flat-footed. Vanderbosch from goal almost had to be flat-footed because she reached forward. You saw that? She was feet firmly planted on the goal line.
12 saves now for her on the season.
Nice quick touch for North Carolina. Moxley looking around, trying to find some purpose in the attack. Gets it to Della Peruta, who makes a run back to Moxley. There's Sentnor, fires with her left, and it's deflected. Another corner kick on the way for North Carolina. That
right there is why Sentnor is so dangerous as a striker, because she doesn't have to be inside the 18. She can take one from outside that box and drill it to whatever corner she wants. If you're Syracuse, you got to be very aware of that.
And to mix sports metaphors, we're good at that here, Kyle. It's almost like a quick release on a three-point shooter.
Yeah,
you saw how quickly she got her left foot on that. Moxley, the corner, trying to get it out from the goal line. A touch from Vanderbosch. Sends it off the end line, so we'll re-rack a corner kick on the other side for Sentnor.
Moxley still just a little bit too close to the goal on those corners, allowing Vanderbosch to come out and play him.
Sentnor with her right. Far post, Bell again puts it on the ground. Nobody there, but Della Peruta comes up and makes it a struggle for Grant to clear it out for Syracuse.
Because she's so far away.
Oh, and Savvy King thought she didn't have anyone contesting the touch. was trying to clear it out. Good hustle by Anna Rupert of Syracuse.
Now some pressure from the Orange. Carolina just forced to clear it upfield.
That's progress for this Syracuse team. And again, it was on the long ball that was cleared out. King ran it down, was not aware that she had Rupert right behind her.
And I think if Syracuse is going to get a goal in this game, that's how they're going to find it, is that quick counterattack. Get upfield before Carolina can get numbers back.
Talia looks up for Tori. She is banged in between defenders as she tried to receive the pass. And now a timeout to check in on a player for each team. It was Tori Della Peruta for North Carolina.
Now, you never want to see injuries happen, but especially this point in the season for Syracuse, don't have very many numbers, so you really can't afford any more injuries. And North Carolina, trying to get themselves in their best position to make another run at a national championship, want to stay as healthy as possible as well. Good to see them both back up and staying in the game.
Kate Murphy, a senior back for Syracuse. Also up to her feet. And we will resume play.
A couple options here. Carolina can volley one from this free kick all the way into the box, play it out to Elgin, who's got some space, maybe get a shot from distance.
Moxley lofts it in. There's a header attempt. Della Peruta again in the sky for North Carolina.
Tori's got 4 goals on the season. The way she's playing so far in this one, it's just a matter of time before she gets her 5th.
Patterson reverses course. He's over to Moxley in the shadows. Little handoff type maneuver to Meza. Hesitation, Sentnor. As Bell streaking down the side. And a tie-up. So clearly at this point, Kyle, more opportunities offensively for North Carolina. That's not really a surprise given the records of these two teams. Plus, Syracuse this season, if you look at just about any offensive opportunity statistic for them, their opponents register the same number times 2.5, basically. That's shots on goal, anything like that. Cross finds nobody. Fleury clears it out. And now Rupert trying to make a run without numbers and has it taken away by Savvy King of North Carolina.
That duo working together, Bell and King, just so tough to get through. Good work there from Rupert, able to get behind King, but then Bell comes over to help, and then King is able to get back in, and now Carolina has possession. Where if you're Syracuse, you get that ball ahead to Rupert, she's got to have some help. Who's the second person that's going to be able to get upfield to give her an option to pass it off versus having to do it herself?
Patterson lets the pass go by, turns and catches up with it. Colton here, centered up, finds a teammate, and it's saved by Vanderbosch, but Della Peruta was again offside.
I think Carolina having so many opportunities here, maybe just getting a little bit too antsy, a little too excited. Need to make sure they're staying on side so that these opportunities actually count.
That's the 3rd offside called on North Carolina. So I guess to stay with the point from just a moment ago, North Carolina more opportunities. Vanderbosch has had to make 3 saves, 2 of which came on corner kicks. For Syracuse, I mean, if they get opportunities, it feels like they're going to have to be high quality.
Yeah, they've got to be high quality, and they've got to be able to convert at a very high rate, right? You're only going to get a handful of chances, so you've got to be able to convert with not a lot of opportunities and find a way to get a goal. And that's been one of their struggles this season, is just not having enough opportunities offensively. But I would say so far, halfway through this first half, a little more than that, it's gone exactly the way we expected this one to go. If you're Syracuse, you got to be happy so far because it's still tied. See how they handle things here in a few minutes when that line change comes for Anson Dorr. It's hockey style where you get a whole new team out there.
Yeah, you mentioned the depth of North Carolina, lack thereof for Syracuse. That will obviously, as the match gets deeper and deeper, come more into focus. Sam Meza for North Carolina, just outside of the box. Back pass for Moxley. Pokes it Colton's way. Cross is knocked out of bounds at the end line. This will be a corner for North Carolina.
How you doing?
It's going to be tough for Carolina to finish. We did a game earlier this season where they played Wisconsin, and as far as when Carolina has possession, very similar in that game, in that Syracuse really packing that box, not a lot of room to be able to move and pass. The one difference is I've already seen Syracuse get upfield and try and score. I don't remember Wisconsin trying to do that, though.
Sintnor with the corner. Back post looking for Bell again. She bounces it, but it's cleared out by Grant on the back line of Syracuse. Corralled by North Carolina. Moxley issues a ball in, headed away. Della Peruta heads it to Colton. No luck there for North Carolina again. It's out of bounds for a throw-in. Back to Savvy King. Back line is going to dish it around for a deliberate mode of attack here. Della Peruta back over to Meza. Back to the goal. Tori Della Peruta fighting through. Colton with her left into congestion. Cleared out by Grant. It's on the ground. Saved by Vanderbosch. Nice strike by Talia Della Peruta. And it goes out at the end line. A goal kick for Syracuse.
Really love the patience and passing there from Carolina to find some spaces, keep that defense spread out, and got a couple of good looks. Syracuse defenders got to be a little bit careful in that box, getting a little bit handsy. You don't want to get called and give Carolina a PK. That's actually what did them in against North Carolina State. Threading that ball through the needle. Great job with that screener in front by Vanderbosch to read it off the foot and not allow the ball to get lost and make the save.
Really impressive effort by Shea Vanderbosch back in the net for Syracuse so far in this one. She's got 4 saves and has kept this 0-0 with under 18 minutes left in the first half. Syracuse trying to penetrate with the attack, and another takeaway for North Carolina. Colton surged ahead to steal it and have some momentum. Back to Colton, inside. Della Peruta on the ground, and it's in for a goal, but she's called offside. The third time Tori Della Peruta has been called for getting a little bit antsy on those runs.
I love the way that Carolina attacked. Didn't let Syracuse's back line get set up, but see if she stays on sides here. It's good. Oh, you know what? I don't think it was her that got called offside.
Yeah.
In the middle of the box there. Couldn't tell what number that was, but there was another Carolina player off.
Yeah, it might have been Colton. She was involved on that play, too. So what would have been 1-0 stays at 0-0.
Peruta definitely onside as that ball is played in, but you see the player just behind her there. That's Sentnor, actually. Here comes the line change. Now is where we see how Syracuse can handle that depth that Carolina has and the lack of it for the Orange. Are the legs tired versus these fresh legs?
Substitutions for North Carolina. Isabel Cox is one of them. The cross gathered by Vanderbosch.
Darlene there with the cross, the freshman. Been really impressive for Carolina this season.
Maddie Darlene, another one of those who've just entered the game. Now they'll go back to the back of the formation. Emmy Allen. And a ball to chase. Cox catches up to it, does not have enough help, and it's cleared out of bounds. It was her and Darlene up front, left alone to handle that attack. Really, it was 2 on 4 or so.
And how about that little drop down there? Over 100 matches played for Izzy Cox. What a benefit for North Carolina to have a player like that with that kind of experience to be able to come off of the bench. He's been a starter at different times during her career here at Carolina for Anson.
Graduate player out of Greensboro. Tessa Dela Rose gives there. Mia Oliaro. Nobody there. And it bounces out for a goal kick.
You know, when we talked with Nikki Adams, the head coach for Syracuse, I asked her, I said, with the lack of depth that you have, how do you deal with so much depth of Carolina? And she said, you know, you just kind of have to deal with the hands that you're dealt. There's nothing that I can say, this is how we're going to do it. We just have to go out there and we've got to play. We got to play the full 90 minutes. And that's the toughest part when you're out there. Almost, it seems like you're on an island when they're constantly running numbers at you, but you've got to stay completely focused and locked in for a full 90.
King still in on the back line for North Carolina, runs it down. Allen distributes to Dela Rose. And the Tar Heels will try and attack here. Cox, back pass. Now it's forward, Oliaro. Hesitates. Gives to Darlene. A run against Grant. Crosses on the ground, and it's chipped just high. A golden opportunity for North Carolina. Mishit by Kate Fossey.
Yeah, sophomore out of Phoenix. Had the chance. Should have had a goal here. Just mishit it. Beautiful, beautiful work from Darlene on that cross. Just got under it. That's a ball you want to make sure you keep down. She's looking to go upper 90, but I think with that many numbers forward, just make sure it's on frame.
Tar Heels win it at mid-pitch. Oliaro ahead, Darlene, a step inside. It's tipped a couple of times. Back out to the 18. A strike with the left, and whoa, Vanderbosch with a save. That was a rocket off the left of Bella Simber, but Shea Vanderbosch keeps it scoreless.
I mean, that should have been a goal, right? If I'm Sember, I'm sitting there saying, what do I have to do to get a goal when you get an opportunity like this and put a strike on it? But this is why Nikki Adams put so much praise on the sophomore keeper Vanderbosch. great job of staying focused. That line in front of her really helping out, and then coming up with a big-time save.
Here's Simber again, just outside of the box, on the ground, but knocked away. So Darlene recovers it down in the corner, running the inline, and Vanderbosch can't make the save. Darlene crossed it so tightly at the inline, and it results in a North Carolina goal.
Took a while, but Carolina finally breaks through, and I think this play happens because of the battle on the sideline. The defender fell down, so Syracuse down a player in that box. Darlene with some room to be able to maneuver, gets it to the end line. A great job centering this one. Let's see who that was. Bell was right there. Was she the one who got the touch on it?
I think it might have been off of a defender. No official indication yet.
They're going to give it to Bell, at least for now. I'm sure they'll take another look at that, but that's one of the reasons they moved Macy Bell out to the right side. She wanted to show, hey, I'm not just the elite defender. I can get involved on the offensive side of things too.
So to clarify, Macy Bell with the goal for North Carolina, assisted by Maddie Darlene. I mean, it was a play created by the pass of Darlene.
Yeah, we've seen her since she came in. That's one of those things with those fresh legs. She is super fast, plus everybody else has been out there in the sun playing for 25 minutes. She's able to get that edge and get around the corner, and she's fed that ball in. That was the third time, and third time is the charm for her. Syracuse just got a red card on the sideline. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, we didn't see anything. It popped up on the official stats here. We'll see if we can find out more about that. But Syracuse now playing from behind.
I think it was just a mistake there. That's why we didn't see anything. They hit the wrong button trying to get the assist and the goal in, I guess.
Another one into the box, out of bounds.
Yeah, typically that's not something that I would expect in a game, but I actually saw it happen earlier this year.
Yeah.
UNC versus Duke on the men's side, and the Duke coach got tossed in the first half. Carolina's coach ended up getting a yellow in the second half.
Yeah, a lot of cards issued in that one. You had to stay on the ready.
Carolina Duke, it brings it every time. Doesn't matter the sport.
I'm in a position, too. I defer to the official stats, right? I understand. I guess most of the time a red card's going to be pretty dramatic.
Yeah, when it popped up, my thought was maybe we just missed it in the celebration and somebody got hit on the sideline for arguing or something, but
Grant clears it out, but right to Della Rose of North Carolina. King to Della Rose. And they can't keep it in.
I think this is an important moment right here for Syracuse in this game. Can you keep possession now? Can you give the defense a little bit of a break and maybe find a hole in Carolina's side?
Tough work by Savvy King to win the ball for North Carolina. Nice one touch. Darlene stops it, wants teammates to catch up. First run of this kind for Erin Flory of Syracuse, and she is wrangled to the ground.
She was able to get by Hayes at midfield, which created that 2v2 opportunity. And I think maybe a little frustration from Kai comes in and commits the foul from behind. And now Syracuse, with their first offensive opportunity on a set piece here, you've got to get something on frame. Test Emmy Allen here if you're Syracuse.
Looks like it will be Flory, the redshirt sophomore, who leads the team in goals. Within her range for a direct strike. That's what she'll try. Allen picks it up on a short hop.
And that's not a bad shot right there. You put the short hop on the goalkeeper, hope maybe you can get a rebound, somebody can come in and you steal a goal. Good job by Allen of making sure she saw this one, uses the body to help corral that ball in off the short hop.
North Carolina already back on the other end on the attack. A couple of nice passes forward. Darlene on the ground. Kick save, Vander Bosch.
Great passing and a wonderful shot to try and go opposite angle. Only way that Vander Bosch stops it is with the foot.
Back ahead. This one is into the back of the net. Bella Simber gets her goal and makes it 2-0 North Carolina. The attack from the Tar Heels, relentless in that case. One shot after another as they corral it after the clearance there by Vander Bosch.
And you're seeing Syracuse not being able to recover as quickly as they did for the majority of this first half. Fresh legs versus now 40 minutes out there almost for this defense that has been under attack the whole time. Great work for Sember individually to create her own space. How about Carolina? Hanson Doran said we need more goal scoring. 2 first goals of the season.
Yeah, Macy Bells earlier, her first of the season. That was the first for Bella Simber. And Simber right back to business with the takeaway a run, and she curls it wide of the far post.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen her go near side post with that shot. She had a player on her left flank that could have gotten a rebound maybe. Trying to cut that ball across, it's just a tough body angle. She got the taste of goal scoring, so I need more of this.
Fixing the clock here, the issue for the officials. So North Carolina leading 2-0. They've had 9 shots on goal compared to just 1 for Syracuse. And North Carolina again wins it at midfield. King drops back. Allen. And the work from the back forward. King strongly ahead. Ball tried up forward for Darlene, taken away by Syracuse.
Well, Grant doesn't get that ball. Darlene is in behind the defense and bearing down on Vander Bosch.
Kate Murphy running up to mid-pitch, tries a pass forward. And a foul called on that back pass.
Just a little bit of a push in the back. There wasn't much there, but with the momentum, sends the Carolina player down.
De La Rose with a lot of space. Darlene to Oliaro. Tough defense. A lost boot for Raya James of Syracuse. The cross. Well defended there. Syracuse holding their ground. They get clearance. And now James, who has both cleats back on, can't catch up to it. Darlene turns toward the goal. Immediately off of the throw-in. The cross on the ground. Swiped out. North Carolina continuing to push with the attack. Now 4 minutes until halftime.
I just watched Jaws 1 and 2 the other day, so I'll use this reference. They're like a shark in the water and they smell blood. Up 2-0, but they're going fast. They can get more goals and they know it.
from the shadows. Punched out of the box. Syracuse trying to maintain a possession here. But North Carolina pressuring all the way, and this will be a goal kick.
Bimbis almost had that one taken away, creating an opportunity, just a little bit too heavy on the touch. Number 1 overall recruiting class for Anson Dorrance.
So did you say you watched Jaws 2 specifically?
Both 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Both, oh yeah.
1 and 2. You did the marathon. Or
I don't there's no need to go any further past 2 in my opinion, but yeah, first 2 or 1. Yeah, absolutely got to watch those. I was looking for a Halloween movie. Netflix recommended it. I said, okay, let's go. Classic.
Is that a Halloween movie? I get that it's...
I guess it's horror, right? It scares me. I'm not going in the ocean, so... I would say Jaws is scarier than Chucky.
That we can agree. North Carolina takes it away at mid-pitch. Ball ahead. Mia Oliaro runs it down. Darlene with the left, just wide. Nifty attempt there.
Had the right thought. Struck it well, kept it on the ground, just a little bit wide. That's a long angle to try and get it to that far post. But you see, it's wide open when she takes this shot. First of all, look at all this space. Syracuse not able to get back again. But look at how wide open that goal is to the far side. It's just such a long angle there that just a little bit off, and you're not going to get it. But you make that shot because maybe you have somebody making a run. Maybe it hits the post. There's options off of that versus I'm going to strike it as hard as I can, and if it goes out of bounds, we'll all well.
Well, and that's clearly the mindset with Darlene, as we saw indicated by the Macy Bell goal earlier, right? Again, Darlene was, what, a yard off of the end line, tried the cross, and it was just into a bunch of congestion. Bell was the one that got a foot on it and put it in the back of the net.
And you love that in a young player, to recognize where to put the ball to give your team the best opportunity to score a goal.
North Carolina a bit too aggressive there on Ashley Roche, who had it at her feet for Syracuse. 1 minute left in the half. The attacking third for Syracuse, 30 seconds until half. Swarming defense for North Carolina, and they will get the throw in. He's back to King, under 10. No last ditch for either side prior to the horn signaling halftime here at Dorrance Field. 2-0 the lead for North Carolina.
We're best to try and keep it. I don't know if that's going to be that they need to try and play ball over the top to get somebody loose behind Carolina's defense, but there's going to have to be something that they do to keep possession, to give Vanderbosch as well as that back line just a little bit of a breather here and there.
Syracuse with possession coming out of the half, trailing by 2, looking for their first ACC victory of the season. North Carolina trying to remain ahead, not be upset on their senior day here at Dorrance Field.
And I can bet you that in the locker room during that halftime, the conversation with Syracuse and Nikki Adams, their head coach, was about pride, right? Go out there and play because of pride. Go out there, give it your all. You have nothing to lose. If you at this point in the season are not going to give it all, not going to be invested for the team, that's going to show, and it's going to be something that will go against you next year, because that's what she's looking forward to, is building the program.
Sam Meza gives to Moxley. Macy Bell ushers it forward as the starters back in for North Carolina.
And I like that right there from Syracuse, right out of the gate. They're putting some pressure on Carolina. Even when that ball is in Carolina's possession, but on their side of the field, don't make it easy for the Tar Heels to get up into the attacking third.
Kylan Grant with a brief clearance. North Carolina now with it. There's Allie Sentner. Pokes it down into the corner. Patterson chases it down. Back Sentner's way. Quick back pass. Talia Della Peruta gives over to Macy Bell. So North Carolina really pushing numbers forward with Bell here just outside of the box.
And Savvy King, the only one even remotely close to midfield.
Meza was trying to get it right back. Pass had a little too much on it. And here's Savvy King with a run toward the goal. Into Sentner. Kick save, and the follow is in for North Carolina. Meza cleans it up for the goal.
That's why they had so many numbers forward. Syracuse packing in, they try and clear that ball. King able to put it back ahead right away, and great job by Sentner. Using her feet, getting around defenders, and then we talked about this in the first half, Darren, making sure your shot is on frame so that somebody else may get an opportunity on a rebound. 3 white jerseys there. Meza happens to be Johnny on the spot to get the goal.
Nearly 1,000 minutes played this season for Sam Meza. That is her first goal of the year. So 3 goals contributed by 3 non-goal scorers for North Carolina entering today.
And that third goal, it's always the swing goal. I've heard people talk about this a lot in soccer. If you're up 2-0, you go up 3-0 versus it being 2-1. That's the swing of momentum. And Carolina, to get that quick goal, they've really got to be happy with that. I mean, 2-0 is great at halftime. But to immediately go up 3-0 now, you can take a breather. You can go ahead and not have as much pressure on you of, hey, we can't make a mistake to let Syracuse into this one.
I don't know, Kyle. Looks like North Carolina's trying to pressure and maybe get a 4th goal here.
Oh, they're going to try and get as many as they can. That's the beauty for Anson Dorrance of having the depth that he does, is it doesn't matter what the game is, who your opponent is, what the situation is. If you're not giving your all, there's somebody behind you that's just as good that's willing to.
It is a corner kick, first of the second half for North Carolina. They had 8 in the first half. Moxley puts it in, top of the box. Sails by Macy Bell. Patterson with a cross in with her left, and it sails over everyone out of bounds for a goal kick for Syracuse. Shea Vanderbosch pleading with the official in the back there for something, it seemed.
I would like to do it after Sally goes because it's a chance.
Long ball off the goal kick, and it's won by North Carolina. Ball ahead for Meza. With pace, runs with it to the end line.
Good job shielding there by Gillard.
Fleury, too physical on the box out there. The ball in the air. Gives it back to North Carolina. Elgin, Sentner, Della Peruta, back over to Bell now. One touch to Meza. In the corner, working one-on-one, tries the cross on the ground. Good structure there defensively by Syracuse. Elgin. With the left, it's deflected. Easy hop for Vanderbosch.
I think she was a little bit surprised with how much room she had to be able to dribble that ball into the attacking third, get about 25 yards out, and the touch just a little far in front of her, couldn't get a lot on that shot.
Murray has it knocked away. Another takeaway for North Carolina. Moxley looking ahead. Patterson goes up. It skips by Sentnor. Runs it down. North Carolina with an opportunity. Sentnor shifty. A back pass Della Peruta's way. Now with Patterson. Girls to square up. Deflected shot attempt. And here we go again. North Carolina corrals it at midfield. Macy Bell on the ground. Touched. Della Peruta sails it just high.
Good look off the deflection there, just a little bit over the crossbar. Meza asking for that ball, but I think Bell saw somebody making a run. Talk a lot about keeping that ball down. That's an instance where I'm okay with it being elevated, looking to go on that upper 90. It's really the only shot that you've got to score a goal. You don't have numbers forward for the rebound.
Now Sentner tries one ahead. It's sent right back. Talia Della Peruta to Moxley. An attempted one touch to Meza there, but right into the defense. Now Kate Murphy centers it up to Fleury. Against Elgin. Nice pass. Della Peruta there for the defense, though, and they will stop play momentarily. Both players bumped hips.
That first touch from Cobb for Syracuse, wasn't able to settle it, and then came in late on a challenge, it looked like. See that touch getting away from her, and as Della Peruta came in, Cobb looks like she got the worst of it.
This something that gives Nikki Adams, the head coach for Syracuse, perhaps a bit of indigestion. Injuries and injury luck have not been kind to them this year.
Yeah, and I mean, it started, as you can see there, even before the season started, and that's a big hit when you're going into a year and you have a transfer from a big-time school like Penn State, as well as somebody who was a regular starter last year. All of a sudden, two players you think that are going to make an impact, they're gone, and it just has continued for them. Nothing about this season has gone to plan for them, but it's a building season for the program, though. And that was when I asked her, I said, in this game, the end result doesn't matter, right? What is it that you're happy with this game? And she kind of chuckled and she said, honestly, that we don't get injured. That's what her hope is at this point.
Asia Cobb helped to her feet, a good sign.
Sure if it was getting the wind knocked out or banged a knee, but either way, she looks like she's going to be all right. Probably get a sub in. Second half, you've got that re-entry rule, so give her a little bit of a breather, get some water, and then she's good to go back out on the field.
And some substitutions. For both sides. Mackenzie Dupree, who came in for Syracuse in the first half, replaces Asia Cobb here. Quite 53 minutes in. Sam Meza over to Della Peruta. More attacking for North Carolina. Patterson just outside of the box. Tries a deke. Puts it on the ground. Too many bodies there, and that is a hard foul by Sentnor.
We saw the effort, the hustle of her tracking that ball down to keep it in on the sideline. Same effort there. Just ran over a defender to get to the ball, and that's a no-no.
Text me if you hear from someone.
Sentnor, another run, but Grant finds it first for Syracuse. Deflected by Sentnor, though, and the takeaway for the Tar Heels. Meza back to Bell. Now with Patterson. Again, trying to use some footwork. Gets inside the defender. The cross up, and it misses. Not quite the touch that Tori Della Peruta wanted.
Really promising player for North Carolina. Has come off the bench a lot, but now in that starting role, and you've seen her since she got the start. She is all over the place in that final third. I think the last thing in her development is that finishing touch.
Talia Della Peruta finds the ball with a header. Back pass there. Now in the middle for Sentnor, who has it taken away. And it's cleared back to the Carolina goalkeeper. That's Nona Reason. She started the second half in place of Emmy Allen.
Not the first time she's been in. It's actually the third different game she's played this season. She started a couple for the Tar Heels. And if you are familiar with Carolina and Anson Dorrance and the way he likes to play things, it's not unusual to see them split first half and second half with goalkeepers every single game. Emmy Allen has just outright won that game, or that starting role, and staying in the full 90. But they also know, hey, injuries happen. People graduate, they transfer. Got to continue to get some other players' development when you can.
Ball forward for Patterson again on that left flank. Puts it in the air, Della Peruta's way. Doesn't get to Tori. Colton, the extra effort outside the box. In for Sentnor. Awfully close. Rockets it and sends it wide. This, Kyle, might be a byproduct of the lack of depth for Syracuse. Sentnor was not closed upon the way she would have been in the first half.
She wasn't, but she also knew exactly what she wanted to do. Started to go towards that end line, put on the brakes. Defenders are still going to their right. She's able to come back and at least get an opening to get a shot off. Not just extremely talented, but also extremely smart and knows where to go, what the best position is for her on the field to get the best shot off. Tar
Heels win it back. Bell pushes forward. Moxley here. Cuts inside. A lot of space on the ground. Della Peruta spins. Puts a foot on it. That had a lot of speed, but Van der Bosch goes down and scoops it.
That was a pretty good adjustment right there from Della Peruta. Take a look at this. It looked like she was going to try and go to her left, towards the left side of the screen. Stumbles on it, makes the adjustment, and comes back to get the shot off frame.
And got it underneath the second help defender there, Grant. Here's Fleury on one hard hop. And it's scooped up by Reason. So just the second shot for Syracuse, the second on goal.
But that's okay, though. You don't get another opportunity, but that's a bouncer on a quick counterattack. Try and catch Carolina sleeping. You had a player forward, so if Nona doesn't secure it, maybe you get a rebound and get a goal.
Yeah, that's a strategy that has been employed by North Carolina throughout most of this game. Colton, nice touch to get some separation, tries it forward. Grant there defensively for Syracuse, but it was an offside anyway.
See all those jerseys in the background there getting ready to come in for North Carolina. And as they get ready for this free kick, Syracuse, I want you to watch the bench. Look at how many jerseys and how many players there are for North Carolina. We talk about the depth that they have, the lack of it for Syracuse. The visual is probably the best way of putting it. There's 5 players standing on the sideline for Syracuse. There's about 20 for North Carolina.
A run for North Carolina. Oh, great defense. The recovery there didn't even require a Van der Bosch save.
Great hustle from the redshirt sophomore, Ashley Roche. This is something that a coach loves to see. You're exhausted. It's at the end of a season. You're already down by 2. Peels off of the player making the run, comes over to make the help, and actually gets a foot on it.
North Carolina still, though, in the attacking third. Sintnor curls around the defender and skies it above the crossbar. Another quick strike from just outside the box. And here come the wholesale substitutions. 7 sets of fresh legs enter for North Carolina.
So far, there have been 10 different subs for the Tar Heels. See if any new bodies come in with this group. But the second half is where it becomes even harder for opposing teams because you've played 45 against 2 different teams. Now the re-entry, it's in 15-minute spurts, so it is constant fresh legs now.
Kate Fossey gives it forward. Isabel Cox has it knocked away. So Melina Rabimbas, Isabel Cox, 2 of the substitutions. Maddie Darlene, Mia Oliaro, Tessa Della Rose in that group as well. The corner headed up by North Carolina, just outside the box. Della Rose gives to the far side, and it's out at the end line. Darlene, who had the assist of the Macy Bell goal earlier, back in, looking to impact the attack as she did in the first half. Corner from the other side. Low lying. And it has to be cleared at the end line. Syracuse, not much more they could have done with it, but to create another corner kick situation for North Carolina.
Sometimes that's the play you have to go with. You don't want to try and force something upfield where you turn it over and give up an easy look.
Rabimbas again, a little more air underneath that one. Van der Bosch poked it up into the air, and the second effort from Darlene is over top.
That's why you put that player on the backside of a corner. If it goes too far, you've got somebody to be able to reset and play it in. You get a deflection, they can come in and try and get a one-timer. Darlene just a little bit high on that opportunity.
Fleury gets in front of the goal kick. Sends it to the opposite side. LaRose wins for North Carolina. Too strong of a pass. North Carolina, though, swarming, getting the foul there. Ahead of steam for North Carolina. Ahead to Darlene. She's been dangerous from that spot. Kicks it back, and another one sent high. Wide of the far post there as well. That was off the foot of Mia Oliaro. So we talked at halftime of scores around the ACC. Wake Forest was up 1-0 on Louisville. That has gone final. Wake Forest in that 6th spot, the last team currently in place to qualify for the ACC championship a week from today.
Right, and that's an easy one for the coach to get at the team. Hey, you want to be in the ACC tournament, you control your own destiny. Go out there, get 3 points, get a win. They did exactly that. Had another final, Notre Dame beating NC State. The Wolfpack trying to get into that spot. Or sorry, not final yet, but 1-0 Notre Dame in that. And NC State looking on the outside, trying to get in with Wake Forest winning. Now it's a must-win if you're below that 6 level.
Yeah, Wake Forest, a single point coming into today ahead of 4 teams tied behind them. And a chance for North Carolina here. They've got numbers. Darlene touches. Vanderbosch somehow got hands on it, point-blank range, and Syracuse able to clear it out.
Even though there's a rebound, that was soft hands. It doesn't deflect far away, so her defense is able to help her clear that one out. Up to 10 saves in the game. I don't think she's going to get to it, but coming in, she needed 27 to set the all-time record for saves in a season for Syracuse. Well, 17 away now.
She has been, I mean, look, it is 3-0, but now hopefully everyone sees what you were talking about toward the beginning of the show, where her numbers are in some cases deceiving.
Yeah, the goal against average just doesn't tell the story of how good she is.
Here's Darlene, squared up to the goal this time, fires off the top crossbar. Vanderbosch had it covered up, though. She forced that miss.
That was a great strike from Darlene.
It stays with North Carolina. Here's Fossey from the right side. Line drive of a cross. Sails through and is out of bounds.
It looked like Vanderbosch rubbing that left leg. See what we can see on the replay. Great job coming around the defender. Darlene just so impressive. Right-footed shot. You see that left knee spiking into the ground for Vanderbosch.
On the second look, even more impressed by the setup by Darlene. Saw how she sort of galloped over a second defender that was trying to come over and help. There's another long one taken right toward Vanderbosch. Much easier save for her this time.
Yeah, I know North Carolina fans hunting for another national championship this year, but you look at this team out here and how impressive these underclassmen are. The future is going to continue to be bright for UNC women's soccer.
Bell heads it from the back line. North Carolina back with it, De La Rose. A couple of quick touches later. taken away. Syracuse ahead of steam, but again, they just cannot maintain possession into the attacking third.
One thing I do want to mention, too, with us talking about the lack of depth for Syracuse, but also the schedule and the way that it's structured, playing 2 games essentially over a weekend, Thursday and then on Sunday. There's really no time or opportunity when you're that depleted to get practice in, right? If you go and you practice the day before game or the day after, you're just asking to hurt or get somebody hurt. So it's been really tough for the coaching staff in that aspect, too.
More hustle from Savvy King. Gets it back for North Carolina. Fossey back to King, and they'll change directions. Here's De La Rose. Out to the corner. A step toward the line. Up for a header opportunity, and it's cleared out by Syracuse. Now Cox back with it. King sweeping. Gives it right back. Ooh, Cox tried to split defenders. Oh, and a hard hit.
That's going to go against Isabel Cox. I thought that should have been against Syracuse. Thought we were looking at a PK.
Aaron Fleury, who's typically at the top of the formation for Syracuse, back in on the congestion there, coming in as a second defender. Cox tried to split she and the other defender. And Darlene favoring her face as a whistle is blown.
Took an inadvertent hand. His arms were flinging around. She went from right to left and got caught.
De La Rose off of the dead ball. Pass a little bit too strong. It's out of bounds and will be a goal kick. Substitution for Syracuse. Rhea James is back in. She replaces Hannah Pilley. Another goal kick sent to midfield. Another one won by North Carolina. Fossey centers it up to Cox. Back out on the right wing. Fossey gets to the end line. The cross is punched over. Had a couple streaking teammates toward the goal. Darlene had a chance at it. I believe she's the one who touched it out.
Good work from Fossey here to create a little bit of a separation, get a good cross. And Darlene just needed to run into that one. You saw lifting the knee is what popped that ball up over the crossbar. You can almost let that one just hit you in the midsection and set it there, and it just, you're at the mouth of the goal. But for Darlene, 8 shots in this game. 32 for the Tar Heels as a team.
And another takeaway with some momentum to the outside of the box. Nice footwork. Syracuse clears it out, but only briefly. The back pass. Oliaro gets to the end line, tries to centering it up. Syracuse with the takeaway, but of course here, Kyle, they don't have numbers. Not a single player in orange, even in the middle third.
They don't have numbers, and I saw a moment ago a couple of Syracuse players, hands on the knees, just sheer exhaustion, so you can't get those attackers upfield to get an opportunity like they did early this second half and in the first half where they had 1 or 2.
Great job, Kate Murphy there on the backside for Syracuse, standing her ground. Not letting Fossey go between her legs with the dribble. Shot at the goal right toward Vanderbosch. Got her in the gut. She pulls it in.
I'm actually looking at Fleury out near midfield for Syracuse, leading goal scorer, but it looks like she's got a little bit of a gimp going on right now. Not sure if she got a foot stepped on or twisted an ankle, but definitely something has slowed her up.
Again, she was the one who hit Isabel Cox hard in the box. Here's Cox, just outside the 18. Oliaro out to Darlene. Hesitation and the back pass. North Carolina taking its time. Savvy King outside the box, sends it in, and Vanderbosch goes down to get it. 12 saves for her now.
Freshman King, such a good defender. With Syracuse having all 11 back in the attacking third, that allows her to come up and get involved. She saw an opportunity to get a goal, and she said, I'm going to take a shot here.
And a foul. Syracuse looked to have maybe a head of steam there with Asia Cobb. This will slow things down, allow North Carolina's entire formation to get in front of the ball.
But this is a good chance for Syracuse to slow things down, get numbers forward, give yourself the best chance to have a good opportunity here.
Ray Skillard wearing the captain's armband. Leaves it on the ground, goes to Fleury. Inside the box, Fleury puts it on the ground, and it deflects off of a defender. That was off of Macy Bell. Fleury gets her 6th goal of the season.
That's huge for Syracuse right there. That's exactly what you hope for if you're the Orange off of a set piece. You haven't been able to muster any offense in fair play. So if you've got a chance, we talked about it in the open, right? You're going to get 4 or 5 in the game. You've got to be able to convert on some of those. And just a tough one here for Reason, the goalkeeper. She read it right. The deflection off the side of the leg of Bell is what gets the goal.
Erin Fleury using some help to extend her team lead in goals scored and pull it within 2, getting Syracuse on the board for the first time today.
She really showed some good physicality, really strong on the ball, able to battle with Fossey and keep her shielded, finally got around her, and that's how she got that 1v1.
And Fleury's been physical a little bit of everywhere on the pitch today, too.
But just 5'4", right? Some of those smaller players, you have that mentality of, I may not be as big as you, but I'm going to play as tough.
More physical play defensively, that time by Grant of Syracuse. Darlene had it at her feet. It was deflected and out at the end line for a North Carolina corner kick, and another bevy of substitutions for the Tar Heels with under 15 to play.
Yeah, and I go back to that Sam Meza goal, first couple of minutes of this second half. I said it at the time, it was a huge goal because it makes it a 3-0 game. If they hadn't scored that, all of a sudden, even though you dominated, this would have been a 1-goal game.
These are the starters who come back in, re-entering for North Carolina. Emily Moxley on the corner kick. Too low, gets it right back. Lofts it high, far post, and the header is in! Avery Patterson.
They're going to call a foul on Patterson here somehow, I think. The referee is going to come over and talk to the side judge. I'm not sure how they could call this on Patterson. Defender completely upended her and got under her. Patterson, the only one who went up in the air to play that ball.
They have not added the goal yet. I mean, it was a physical play to go up and get it.
You see how upset Hansen is on this call. Watch here, 15. She goes up, defender underneath her. There's no way that is a foul on Patterson right there. No way. There you go. They're going to give her the goal.
Avery Patterson with North Carolina's 4th header goal of the season makes it 4-1.
Good on the referee there. The angle she saw, maybe she saw something that she thought that Patterson got up over the body of the defender, came over to confer, and indeed from that angle, very easy to tell that there was no foul by the Carolina attacker. What a ball played in by Moxley, too.
No kidding. Got a second chance as the first corner was a bit low. She got it right back and could essentially re-rack what is effectively another corner kick just in live play.
And when you've got a grad transfer player like Moxley on the roster, didn't panic, didn't get that ball and immediately played it back in. She settled it, got herself square so she could play in a good ball.
Not even 2 minutes later, after Syracuse's first goal, North Carolina with the answer, and they're pushing again. Cross on the ground, shot on the ground. Trying to get Tori Della Peruta her first of the day. She's had many opportunities.
That was her 4th shot. Actually, both of the sisters with 4. They're tied for second in shots in the game so far today.
Moxley off the back line, airs it out of bounds. Elgin pushes it ahead. Patterson again. This time with the ball at her feet. It goes out off of the defender Grant, and North Carolina will have another corner kick.
15th corner upcoming for Carolina.
So Moxley again sets it up at the flag. High in the air, far post again for Avery. North Carolina keeps it. Meza with her first goal of the season earlier on. Moves out to Moxley. Another one lofted in. Good defense by Syracuse. A couple of heads on it to get it out of the box. Savvy King rushes forward to keep possession for the Heels. Meza with space. Touch forward, knocked away. And Syracuse a takeaway. It's out of bounds off of Meza on the sliding attempt. Nice job by Syracuse to get into some space. Cobb has it poked away. And King clears it out. So approaching 10 minutes left in the game. Syracuse, as you alluded to earlier, Kyle, playing for building blocks, things that they can build from. Cross too strong. Moxley clears it out.
And when I talked with Coach Adams, one of the things that she was excited about, you know, you're trying to always find the positives in life, and every player that's on this roster that will return next year going to have a plethora of ACC experience.
Liesl Auden trying to pass out of a tough situation. Defense is too strong for North Carolina. Patterson forwards it, looking for Sentner. The header comes down for Sentner. Nice move to clear out of the way. Sentner pushes it ahead for Patterson toward the end line. Back out with a right foot. Didn't quite get to the goal line for Della Peruta. Tough defense by Savvy King. Gets another takeaway for North Carolina in the attacking third.
It was a good strike for Torrey, just too much congestion.
Here's Patterson. Squares up with her right. Fires and it's in! Second goal of the second half for Avery Patterson, and it's 5-1 North Carolina.
And absolutely nothing Vander Bosch can do on that one. Laid out as best she could, but a laser into the opposite upper 90 from Patterson. On senior day, the senior getting herself a brace 20 yards out on a rope, and it even looks like Vander Bosch got just a little bit of a fingertip on it. Leads Carolina in goals this year, did the same last year. And a nice job here as the seniors will get to go off to a little ovation.
That all but secures it with under 9 to play. A 4-goal lead for North Carolina. Some substitutions to get seniors out. Kaylee Hare, McKenna Dominguez among those new into the contest for North Carolina. Mbembus starts the win for North Carolina at midfield. Gives back Paige Tolentino here. There over to Asha Means. Centering pass. Another chance for North Carolina. Deflection by a defender. They'll keep it in the box. Dominguez gives it right back out. Now Della Rose. Dominguez squares up, lofts it with her right, in for Della Peruta, and it's punched away by the defense. Mbembus a back pass. And Della Rose can't get the dribble away. Long pass Della Rose's way. Dominguez back into Della Rose. One touch and chips it high. This will be a goal kick for Syracuse. So with under 7 minutes left in this one, Kyle, North Carolina assumedly with a victory here, as they will send some others into the game for the first time. They wrap up with one final regular season match and try to improve on things.
And improve
as they head in. I'm saying refine things maybe is the better word.
Sure.
Refine things as they head into the ACC tournament.
But I think improve on it is a good word too, because you're looking to improve where your standing is right now in both the ACC, but more importantly, if you talk with Coach Dorrance, where they are in the NCAA tournament. He feels like they got robbed last year, should have been one of those top 4 seeds, make it as easy as possible on you to get to the NCAA College Cup.
Dominguez there with a left, leaves it high and just wide.
And when they had their most recent release of if the season ended now, here's your top 4, Carolina was in there. So you keep on winning games, you're going to stay in that top 4.
A staggering number. It was just on your screen. 40 shots for North Carolina to just 3 for Syracuse. Now 5 minutes to play. Effort maybe a little ratcheted up for North Carolina. I mean, this is a collection of players who don't often get into games. Rabimbus leisurely dribbles into the box and fires it.
Rabimbus, somebody who does play regularly, showing why she's one of the top recruits coming in this season and will be a mainstay for Carolina out on the pitch for years to come. 3rd goal on the season for her, and how about for Carolina, 6th highest total on the season in a game for them. Just able to take this one through the defense. It's just tired legs there from Syracuse. That's why she's able to navigate through. Earlier, there would have been a nice, strong back line, but at this point in the final 5 minutes, it's 85 plus of play for those defenders. Oh, nice ball.
Aaron Fleury forwards it. Maybe just a bit too much on it. Reason comes up with it. Comes off of her line for North Carolina.
She had Abramson making a run, just put it a little bit too far towards goal versus playing it out a little bit wider, but there was good pace on that, though.
Aaron Means working on the backside with Tolentino now for North Carolina. Dominguez in the middle, back for Means. Tar Heels playing some possession now, up by 5 goals. One touch, Cox tried to get it right back on a give and go. And this here, Kyle, has just been nonstop from Anson Dorrance's team, right? The wholesale substitutions, 15 minutes at a time. Syracuse can clear it out sometimes, but not make it into their attacking side as Rabimbus is offside there.
Well, that's what Anson Dorrance doesn't want, but demands from his players. And you had mentioned it right before Rabimbus scored the goal. A lot of players out here who are trying to fight for playing time. And the best way of getting more playing time is if you actually are out on the field during a game, go show that you're going to give that effort.
Sydney Cheeseman back to Reason in goal. Reason looking to distribute. Back pass for Hare. Long ball sent ahead. Trying for Isabel Cox. And it's cleared out by Vanderbosch. Bembus Turns a corner, couple of crosses, finds some space, punches forward. Cox turns and shoots, but it's off of a defender. Abramson playing tough on defense for Syracuse. Brought down, whistle, and it will slow things down for the Orange to have possession here with nearing a minute to play. Hare can't get it cleared. Abramson runs into a couple of defenders there as we're now under a minute left. Rose can't center things up. North Carolina dribbling out the clock at this point with 20 seconds left. Means goes ahead. It's cleared out by Syracuse with 10 seconds to play.
Yeah, you look at the score after this one, and you probably would think to yourself, if you didn't watch the game, man, Syracuse just got dominated. Then they did in terms of possession, but I thought they have a lot to be proud of in this game, being so undermanned,